There we are.
Yep.
All right.
Well, so I messed that up.
Yep, it's all right. All right. Hello, everybody. I just realized we need to bring this one back a little bit because, sorry, we have a cloth tablecloth and it is not cooperating. There we go. With stuff behind it. There. I think that's a little bit better.
A little scary.
Sorry,
For a brief
everybody.
minute.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. If you have the opportunity, please go ahead, give us a shout out on where you're from. Say hello. We love being able to read those comments. So thank you so much for those of you that do that for us every week. And we're going to go ahead and give everybody a couple of minutes to get in here. Hopefully you guys got my posts this week. I didn't do any stories, so I'm kind of curious how that changed things up a little bit. So let's see. All right. I see somebody up there on Facebook, which is great. Hopefully we'll start getting the algorithm going on YouTube so people see that we're in here. They'll be able to get into. So welcome. It is Monday, March 20th. I can't believe that this month is like it is over halfway over. Yeah.
And isn't today the spring equinox?
It's the first day of spring, I believe. Yeah. So that's exciting. And in true spring fashion, we are dealing with some head colds and stuff in this house. So I've got my hot tea because I'm starting to lose my voice. Nothing serious, just
common
sinuses.
allergies.
So with the allergies and stuff kicking, it's hit me and Nick pretty hard, and now it's starting to hit Scott. So I'm hoping JT and Noah stay clear of it this time.
Yeah. Poor Nick's got a little bit of the sniffles and runs in the nose, not the other end. So,
so
he's doing
he'll be
okay.
fine in a few days. So nothing that some Claritin and some won't fix once it gets in his system. All right. So I wanted to talk about some theme park news first because it's been a few weeks since we've talked about the theme parks, like the news and stuff from them. Obviously, we were there 2 weeks ago. We got to see that live when we did the Universal Mardi Gras parade. And then also we got to do the live last week where we talked about our experiences at both Universal and Walt Disney World. So if you didn't have an opportunity to check that out, definitely do so. That would be we would really appreciate that. We had a lot of fun talking about it, and we actually ended up going over time just because when you're passionate about what you want to talk about, like it happens. Yeah. But this evening, obviously, we're going to talk about theme park news. And then I also wanted to touch on one of the most common questions. Hi, Deb. Thanks for joining us down there in Reno. I appreciate it. One of the most common questions that I get is, why should I consider using a travel agent? So we're going to talk about that a little bit this evening instead of getting into some of our other stuff. I do want to apologize in advance if this is a little bit shorter of a live than what we normally do. Mostly because I don't know how long I'm going to keep my voice, and I don't know how long you're going to be able to go without sneezing incessantly. So,
if you do hear me sneezing, guys, I'm sorry. It's just the allergies. Okay. I'm fine. It just, I don't know why, but it just seems like this afternoon everything is hitting me, and I'm just like, oh. Yeah. But
here, still working on devices. Okay, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. So first things first, let's get right into it. Walt Disney World news. They've got a lot of stuff happening right now. They're trying to get geared up so that April 1st, which I think is kind of funny because April Fools, they're gearing up for their Disney 100 celebration in Walt Disney World. It's already kicked off out in California, but that's when they'll officially start it on the East Coast. And so they're doing a few things trying to get stuff ready. The first of which being Typhoon Lagoon officially opened up yesterday for the season. So that's really exciting. It is warm enough down there that you can go to water parks. So, but obviously if they have a cold snap, they'll close it for a day or two.
It was 90 over the weekend.
Oh, man.
It's like, seriously? Like yesterday it was like 22 here, and I'm like, it's 90 down there. Like, God.
I know. Someday. So that's always fun. But I'm glad to see the Typhoon Lagoon is back up and going. Typhoon Lagoon is also where they like doing the H2O glow nights.
Yep.
So that is a great add-on to your vacation. It's a separately ticketed event if you're not wanting to spend for the water park and more while you're there, but you still want to be able to enjoy the water park. That's a really reasonable way to be able to do that for a few hours and not get completely fried because it's in the evening hours. So you might still get a little bit of a sunburn, but you're not going to fry like a lobster like you would at noon or 1 o'clock at the water park. All right. Next up, in Epcot, the Flower and Garden Festival has taken off. We were there basically the first week. Which was really fun. I actually really enjoy it. It's not my favorite. That would be Food and Wine Festival. Hi, Becky. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. Food and Wine is probably my favorite. And then the Flower and Garden might be my second.
Yeah.
And it's just because they have so many great topiaries and things. But this year, they're really leveling things up a little bit. They're doing a bunch of magic shots, which we got to do one of them for sure. I mean, they've got others. But we got to have a photo done where we had Isabella from Encanto throwing the flowers and stuff. So she was kind of in our photo with us, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Another thing that you can do is you can actually pose within a flurry of monarch butterflies. So you have you have monarch butterflies all the way around your head as they're flying up and over and around you, which I think was a really cute thing. Also, for those of us that have always wanted to be a fairy, you can do so. Love Flower and Garden. You can actually be a fairy because they have a magic shot where you get your own little pixie wings. And I thought that was so cute. So, and then...
Could you imagine seeing me with pixie wings?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I make a good fairy.
Yeah, he'd be like the Rock when he was the Tooth Fairy. Some things just don't make sense. So you can also get a couple of photos with Orange Bird. He is back. He can be perching on your finger, different things. So that's always fun. Also, Spike the Bee has returned in magic shots. I thought that one was a really cute one last year.
Yep.
And then they brought back the Tiny World magic shot that you can get done right in the very front near Spaceship Earth. You stand there and basically... you're like, it's a big circle, okay? And then you'll see you and your family kind of standing around it, and it's kind of distorted, but you'll see the World Showcase Spaceship Earth at the top, and then it kind of goes around and you can see all the different pavilions all the way around. So it's a really cool shot. It's unique, not something I would necessarily be like, oh my God, you have to get that, but it's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, it's different.
Now over at Tomorrowland, Tron has been
at the Magic Kingdom.
Yes, at the Magic Kingdom. Thank you. Tron has been creating quite the buzz. Now they are going to be doing, officially opens April 4th, but they just announced that they're going to be doing a soft opening from March 20th through April 2nd. And basically what that means is they'll be allowing a limited number of guests to be going up in there, checking it out. They may do a virtual queue, something of that nature. I haven't been on the My Disney Experience app yet to check, but I do have people there this week. And so I'm really excited to hear what they have to say, because I guarantee you that Chris is going to do his best to get on that. So, so I'm really excited to hear about that.
And we're going to bug them.
Oh, I am most definitely going to bug them.
Bug them.
So I think that's a really fun thing. Now, something that Tomorrowland has kind of been missing out on a little bit, so I'm glad that they're doing this, is they need some like food options, like a little bit more. Now, this isn't going to solve their issues by any means, but they have a new kiosk coming that is over in that Tron area, and it's called Energy Bites. And they have some really interesting things I wanted to mention to you. For breakfast, you can get chocolate cake donut holes with mocha sauce, which I was like, all right, that's fun. And then for lunch and dinner, they're doing what they call digital dumplings. And so One of them is a buffalo chicken dumpling.
A digital dumpling.
Digital dumpling, because they kind of get in theme with the Tron. So, and being on the grid. So that's why it's digital, I guess.
Okay.
So one of them is going to be a buffalo chicken dumpling option, which I thought that would be a lot of fun. And then the other one you would really like, that one is beef and broccoli. So I'm like, all right, well, I would get the buffalo chicken, you get the beef and broccoli, and we would both be set. So I thought that was really neat. They also had a really nice looking drink called the Watermelon Refresher. It has yuzu and ginger. For the record, I have no idea what yuzu is or if I'm even saying it right, but it's like a slush. It's a pink slushy. And I was like, ooh, that looks good. Mm-hmm. So
sounds good too.
I would definitely get that. Now, something.
See, it's what kills me when you name off some of this stuff that's unusual to us. You know, like if we were walking past it in the grocery store, we would not touch it. Nobody would look at it. But because Disney does it, hell yeah, we'll drink it. Oh yeah, we'll eat it.
He's not wrong.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I saw that down at John Eagle, Market District, and it said, that. I'd be like, no. So I just find it odd,
We aren't as adventurous at home as we are when we're on vacation, which you would think it would be the opposite. We would want to make sure that we're not like getting ourselves sick while we're on vacation.
Yeah.
But
especially with me not having a gallbladder, that's just.
I know. Instead, we're just like ooh, let's try this. Let's try that. I've never heard of that
give
before.
Me that. Pray to God it doesn't kill me.
And that had cinnamon. Yeah. Thank God I got the EpiPen.
Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just thought that was really funny.
That's very typical, though. Now, if you guys are thinking about vacationing at Disney, make sure that you get a hold of me because there are some discounts going on that I wanted to bring up to everybody. For instance, the one I want to talk about this evening, if you have a Disney Visa credit card, you can save up to 35% off of your room for your summer travel. Now, there's a caveat to that. It is select resorts. And the only resort that you're going to get 35% off at right now is Port Orleans Riverside, which to me, I'm like,
okay, let's go.
That's awesome. Let's go.
Okay.
Like, I think that is an amazing deal because Port Orleans Riverside is one of our favorite resorts.
Yes,
you get the water taxis that take you straight down to Disney Springs. You have an amazing pool area. You've got so many things that you can do right there on the resort. You could have a staycation.
You can go fishing.
And never leave. Yeah. And never really leave the resort and have an amazing time. Mm-hmm. So I think that 35% off with a Disney Visa credit card is an amazing deal for that particular resort. Now, if you wanted to stay at All-Star Sports, okay, that's the only one. Had sauerkraut and sausage last night. Guess where I spent the evening? Yep. So All-Star Sports, the only one of the 3 All-Star resorts, you can get up to 30% off on your room for that particular resort. The only reason why I think that might be the case there is I'm not 100% sure that they're completely done with their renovation. So there is a slight possibility that you may end up with a older room instead of one of the updated rooms.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Art of Animation family suites. So that you can get 30% off. This does not apply to your Little Mermaid rooms. It's only for your family suites, which would be Cars themed, Finding Nemo themed, or Lion King themed. So personally, I think that's a really great deal, 30% off on those family suites, because let's face it, those family suites tend to be about the same price as what you would pay for lower end room category deluxe resort.
Okay.
So I think that getting 30% off on that makes your vacation really affordable when you think about what the discount is that you're getting off of that.
Yeah.
Next up,
because you're going to spend it in other places.
Oh yes, you are. So
merchandise, things to bring home, food, entertainment, drinks.
Yep, all of the above. Now, over at Animal Kingdom, specifically in Discovery Island, Moana is going to be coming for meet and greets, and she will be starting that, I wrote down the date, April 22nd, which happens to be the 25th anniversary of Animal Kingdom, which is Earth Day.
Yep.
So I think that's really cool. They're bringing Moana in order to be able to do meet and greets. I wish that she had been there when we were there because that's one of Nick's favorite movies.
Yeah. Moana.
Although he would have been looking at her going, Maui.
Yeah. He would say,
Maui.
Maui. Where's Maui?
Now, we already knew, and we geeked out about this a few weeks ago, Figment will be coming into Epcot at some point this summer. They have not released the date yet for that. And then Mirabelle is actually going to be taking over Fairy Tale Garden in Magic Kingdom this fall. Yeah. So when we get a date for that, that'll be really exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah. So, and they're going to retheme the Fairy Tale Garden area so that it's more like the Encanto village or house.
Okay.
So it'll be really neat.
Okay. The casita.
La casita. Now, the other thing that I thought was interesting, and I didn't realize, I'm sure I missed it somewhere in press releases because, let's face it, Disney puts out a ton of them. Epcot.
And we've been killer busy for the past 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes,
here.
we have. Epcot is going to be the official host of the Disney 100 celebration at Walt Disney World, cool. Which I think is a really great thing. 1st of April, happily ever after, I think. Yes, that will be coming back on, I think you're right. I think it is the 1st. So, but yeah, which brings up the point of the other, what is it? Harmonious is going to be done. And then the one in Magic Kingdom, which for some reason I have a mental block. I can never remember what the name is for that one. But the Magic Kingdom fireworks show will also be going away.
Magic,
So
I can't think of it either.
Yeah. And then the last thing that I wanted to bring up, just because I thought it was weird. So they've been dropping all of these different things about Tiana's Bayou Adventure because they're like terrified we're going to forget about it. And I'm like, I'm hoping that it's not going to be one of those things like Tron where it takes a million years for it to get built. But they are revamping the water tower at the former Splash Mountain, and it's going to have a tiara on it. I don't know why. So
okay.
I'm curious. I did not see concept art. I'm sure it's out there, but I'm really curious to see what that's going to look like because I'm just
that's
I'm confused.
I don't know. I'm sure they're gonna knock it out of the park, but
yes, I mean
it's Disney. They always do so.
Right. But I just thought it was like a weird take on a water tower. Like, why would you put a tiara on a water tower? And it's Tiana, and how often would Tiana, as the character, really want to wear a tiara either? So I'm just like, okay. Moving on, Universal Orlando. I wanted to talk about them for a couple of minutes because they did us dirty.
Yeah.
And I wish I knew. Because we were just there 2 weeks ago. They have officially closed the Cinematic Celebration, which was their nighttime show that they had at Universal Studios.
Hi, Kim.
So, hi, Kim. So I am really sad about that. They are supposed to be replacing it with some new nighttime show later this year, but they haven't made any announcements to it. And the reason I say they did us dirty is because they had quietly taken it off of the schedule and then was just like, nope, it's not coming back. And we were like, wait, what? Like nobody had an opportunity to be able to say goodbye. So I feel like that was kind of sad and dirty.
Yep. I'm telling you, I still foresee in the future drones. I really do. And I see it more at Universal than I do at Disney World. Because Universal's limited on space and places to do things.
Right.
Could you imagine?
Well, and the sound ordinances inside of the city.
Could you imagine taking the drones and creating the dragon to breathe fire?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Down over the castle. That would be, oh my gosh. Geeking out right now. Anyway.
So we'll see what it is that they're planning on doing with that. Another thing, they have officially brought in non-dairy or vegan, depending on how you want to look at it, butterbeer. It is available in cold or frozen, and you can get it at the Three Broomsticks or in Hogsmeade.
Yep.
So we did not try that while we were there.
Yep.
Just because I like my hot butterbeer.
You did your hot butterbeer and your
Yeah.
And I took a sip of butterbeer, and that was just about it.
Yeah. He's not as much of a butterbeer person. He likes being able to get the like the Wizard brews and stuff while we're there.
Yeah.
So
the different kinds of beers. The one I had down there, and you guys will see in the video coming. I believe that's the next one you're working on, is the Mardi Gras video, isn't it?
Yes.
So
it may or may not be in that one because I realized that I'm already at like 40 minutes unedited of just Mardi Gras stuff.
Okay.
So I may have to do a separate video at some point of our adventures in the Wizarding World.
Oh, shucks darn.
Checking out all the different fun butterbeer stuff.
Yes.
Which wasn't all of them, but we had quite a few.
Yeah, we had quite a few.
So anyway, so speaking of butterbeer fun things, Florian Fortescue's is the Wizard's ice cream shop that you can go to in Diagon Alley. Formerly, it was the only place you were able to get ice cream from that was from Florian Fortescue, and now they are officially. No thanks. Now they are officially selling Florian Fortescue ice cream in Honeydukes in Hogsmeade. So I don't believe it's every single flavor, but you can definitely get the butterbeer ice cream.
Oh, that's what
I think
tried.
The lavender ice cream that they have is over there as well, and a couple of other flavors.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway, when she does make that video.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that's real good stuff.
And then the last thing is Me Ship the Olive has been undergoing refurbishment, and they have extended out the opening date for it again. So hopefully it will be open by March 24th. So that's Thursday, I believe.
Yeah.
But there is a possibility they're going to have to push it out another week. So just as a heads up, because they've done that a few times already. They're getting some snags on getting things completed. And then let me think. All right, that's everything for Universal. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, nothing actually this week. I mean, that's about really it on that. While she takes a nice sip of tea there, guys, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already to our YouTube channel, all of you are up on Facebook, please do.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. And we are at 231 right now.
Yeah,
we are
super
growing.
Excited.
Thank you guys. We appreciate the love and support we're getting from all of you. And all of you guys here on YouTube that's watching this, hey, don't forget about checking us out on YouTube and Instagram, both.
Facebook and Instagram.
Oops. Yep. Facebook and Instagram. That's what I meant to say. My bad.
That's okay.
But see, this is life. We make mistakes.
Yes, we do. We make mistakes in our videos too.
Yes, we do.
And I leave them in because that shows that we're human. And
yes. And we do.
we
do poke fun at ourselves about it too.
Do as we say, not as we do. We make the mistakes so you don't have to. But yeah, super excited. We're at 231 on subscribers. Our latest video that I put out was our Cabana Bay Resort Tour video with a Volcano Bay view room. And that one is doing amazing. It's only been online for 4 days, and we already have over 200 views on that. So I think that is amazing. It's really helping our analytics a lot. So thank you to everybody that has watched that video and commented on that video. That really helps us out. So
no, I haven't even watched it yet. I gotta get busy.
Maybe we should just go put that on after we're done with this.
So that's a good idea.
So if you fall asleep, then we'll watch the rest of it later this week.
That's probably going to happen.
So all right.
Well, now we're going to go into the important part of why we're here tonight, is to talk about why should everybody use a travel agent, correct?
I wanted to talk about Disneyland real quick.
Oh, I thought you were all done. Anyway,
no.
All right.
And the only reason I wanted to talk about Disneyland, I know there's a lot of people that aren't as interested in West Coast stuff because it is a 5-hour flight. But Mickey's Toontown reopened yesterday, and that was one of my favorite places when we were out there a few years ago. That
was so cool.
Now, a couple of things that they have out there, obviously, you've got the Roger Rabbit ride, which is still there. They now have their version of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yep.
They also opened up 2 new eateries, one of which is the Cafe Daisy, which I love that. I think Daisy is so spunky and fun.
Did you see Daisy's house? Oh man, it was just so perfectly themed and it just looked so cute.
Yes.
And it just like 100% fits her, you know?
Oh man, yes, exactly. So one of the things that they have there is a dressed up dog, which is a foot long hot dog that has chili sauce, mac and cheese, and Parmesan potato crisps, along with a side of house-made potato chips. I was like, okay,
I could handle that.
I would be interested in that. And then
Take
they
some
also
Tums.
have the cheesy pizza flop over. And I think this is so funny because basically they've made a cheese pizza and they've flopped it over. And it's so like, okay, seriously. But then when you think about the fact that it's a Daisy's restaurant, you're like, oh my God, that's perfect. Because that's totally something that Daisy or Donald would end up doing.
More like Goofy.
Oh, well, maybe a little bit.
Because Goofy does help out Daisy every once in a while.
Yeah, he does.
And he always screws it up.
This is true.
It's kind of like me working with you.
It'd be completely upside down if it was Goofy. So, like both of them working together, it's only half messed up, I guess. The other thing I wanted to make sure that I brought up to everybody is the villas at the Disneyland Hotel are officially going to be open on September 28th, and I can officially start booking you those villas as of today. They have released the inventory for those. So if you are wanting to check out those gorgeous DVC rentals, definitely let me know and we can see what's available and get you booked into them. So Disneyland Hotel is incredible.
Yes, it is.
It's a bucket list place for us to stay for sure.
It definitely is. So it's one of those, like, words can't even describe how awesome it is to be inside that building and that complex, literally, and just
being around all the historical items.
That's like where originally it started, you know, everything started, you know, just.
I mean, it wasn't original with the park.
No, but
it was something that Walt wanted to do.
One of the original things. So it's just.
So, all right. Now we can talk about why you should use a travel agent.
Oh, okay. All right. So one of the most commonly asked questions that we get, both of us, is why should we use your services or use a travel agent when we could just easily go online and book it ourselves and take care of it ourselves? And yeah, you're right. You can do that. But the problem is with that, you don't get the personal experience. You don't get the knowledge that we have, the time, the blood, sweat, and tears that we've put into it and going to these places and the parks and staying at these resorts in order for us to learn what they're like and, you know, have a family vacation and stuff, but let alone report it back to you guys so that way you know what you're getting into when you book the vacation with us. We have the knowledge. We do the training. I've done my college time. Megan's done her college time. We both
endless hours of continued training.
And it's not like a lot of people will think that okay, you can sell Disney. All right, well, it's just easy because you know what rides are there and stuff. No, guys, it's like it's constantly updating. Like every single month there. Well, let me rephrase that. It's almost like every single day, almost, there is something new changing with the Disney complexes, Universal and cruising, all inclusives. I mean, it is just nonstop. I mean, if we literally sat and did all the training that there is to do for a travel agent, we would never have time to book vacations for people because we would be constantly learning about new places to travel, new things to do. And it's crazy, but we take the most important things, we learn as much as we can, and then we offer it back to you guys too.
And we are a niche travel agency. I mean, we really focus on family travel destinations. So Disney takes up a big portion of that. But more importantly, when you're using a travel agent, and I'm going to use us as an example, I cannot speak for every single travel agent that's out there. If they are an MLM or whatever it is, maybe they just aren't very good at their job. I have no idea. I can't speak for them. I can only speak for us. We save you time. And I'm going to use Disney as this example. So most people, because they're not insane like we are, let's be honest, they're like, oh, my kids are getting a little bit older. They're 5, 7, 8 years old, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time that we take them to Disney World, because that's like the pilgrimage. Like that's the big trip that you do with your kids when they're younger. And they've either never been, they went when they were a kid. I don't know how many times I've had, I think I went in like 92 or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah. If the last time
you realize that
if it's been over 10 to 15 years, trust me,
it's been over 5 years.
Like, you're going to be completely blown away by the difference of it. And you're right, even just 5 years of difference. If you stop and look back to the first time that we took the boys down to Disney World and compare it to when we were just there, 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it has totally changed. And it's constantly, excuse me, it's constantly changing every single time we go down there. It's growing, it's getting bigger, it's getting better.
Yeah.
So
I'm saving you time because I already know about everything. I know about all the changes. I am getting updates again almost daily on, okay, well, Genie Plus services changed again. Park reservations, how does that work? Because, I mean, they keep changing the times. I mean, it's up to 11 a.m. out on the West Coast if you want to be able to park hop. I help out with all of that. I know the resorts. There's over 28 resorts right there that are Disney owned. And it's like, okay, well, which one do I choose? I have no idea.
Yep.
And so really, I save you time because you're not going through and researching all these things and going, oh my God.
Yeah.
You spend half hour, 45 minutes talking to me on a consultation call. I get a feel for what it is that you and your family like, what you want, what your preferences are, whether you are we like just staying at the local Holiday Inn, wherever it's cheapest, has a small pool. That way the kids can burn off some energy. And then the rest of the day we're go, go, go. Or
get a McDonald's breakfast on the way in. And then,
Or you're one of those where it's like, okay, I've got to have a spa while I'm there. I need to have specific restaurant requests and things like that because you're like, I want to have my bougie experience, and we can do that for you too. I save you time because I'm like, okay, well, this one and this one is going to be what's going to work for you and work in your budget. And then I also save you time because I'm constantly sending you updates on things so that when you get there, without having to watch all the YouTube videos I watch or get all the emails that I get or listen to the podcasts or new materials that come out training wise. I get all that and I do all of that and I love it. And I'm happy to extend that on to you. But definitely make sure that you reach out to us because I'm going to save you time. You're not going to have to do all that because I've already done it.
Yep. The one thing I'd like to bring up is a good point too. Excuse me. Sorry. Anyway, 2 weeks ago, we were just down in Orlando and we were at Universal and we took guests with us and they literally was so surprised and so blown away that they got to do every single thing that they wanted to do
in 3 days.
In 3 days.
Technically 2.
Yeah. And they got to do all that and not to toot our own horn, but at the same time, if it wasn't for us saying, okay, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And then us obviously going along with them on a bunch of it too. But they never would have gotten to do it. And that's exactly how we work all the vacations that we plan for anybody, whether it be Disney, Universal, cruise lines, all inclusives. We want to make sure that if you want us to be 100% involved in giving you a day by day planning, we can do it. If you want one of those where you just want to go down and just sit on the beach and drink Mai Tais and not do anything. Yep. We can help you with that too. So
my biggest goal and goal of any good travel agent, in my personal opinion, again, I can't speak for everybody else. My job is to take the stress out of your planning. And it is my job to take the stress out of your traveling and your vacation while you're there. There is nothing worse to me, because I've been there, done that, where you get on your plane and you're already stressed out because travel day is just going to be stressful regardless. I do my best to minimize it, but it is what it is. But you get down to where you're supposed to be and your transfer isn't there, or you forgot to book a transfer. And now you're like, oh, because you thought, again, using Disney as an example, Oh, the Magic Express is in here?
Yeah.
No, it's gone. Now you have to pay something that you didn't expect to pay in order to be able to get where you need to go.
And
you
probably
way more money
pay
than
a
what
lot
it would have
more.
been if we booked it ahead of time.
Yeah. Because when you're there, guess what? Sucker. They see that. So, and
exactly,
they take advantage of it. And it's not just Disney and your Universal and stuff like that. It's also like, go to Mexico. Yeah. You get out of that plane and you go out through customs and stuff, grab your bags and stuff, and you go out and you don't have transportation to get to your hotel. Oh yeah. Those taxi cabs and those Uber drivers, they're waiting there for you.
Exactly.
And yeah, they see you coming out in that panicked look and oh yeah, they're going to get you. But so when you book through us, we make sure that you have transportation from the airport to your resort, from, Orlando International Airport over to Disney or Universal or SeaWorld or Legoland, being whatever you want to go see down there.
Yeah.
We make sure that you are completely 100% taken care of from the time you get off the plane all the way into your resort and all the way back and get onto your plane.
Yep.
I mean, obviously we can't control anything with the air travel and the planes, lost baggages and stuff like that. But
if you have a delay and you miss your connection,
we can still help out.
I would say about 90% of the time I am already aware and I'm already working on it because I try very hard to track everybody's flights. I did miss out on an issue when we were traveling, but when I'm in the air too, there's not a lot I can do.
No.
But generally speaking, like I am tracking everybody's flights. I know where their plane is coming from, so I know if there's going to be a potential issue for you to be able to get onto your next flight to get where you need to go.
Yeah.
Or what I generally try to get everybody to do is just take a nonstop, just go direct, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And that lessens your issues of possibly losing baggage, which again, I can help you with. I can help you track that down, get it to where you need it to be so that your first couple of days, you might be living off of your 1 or 2 outfits that you packed in your carry-on.
Yeah.
If you listen to me. But at least you can go out and enjoy things and know, okay, somebody's in my corner taking care of this, and I'm not spending my first 2 days of my week vacation trying to get my bags.
Right.
So
exactly. And here comes the train back up the tracks now. I swear, I can't it's like every Monday night. Every Monday night. Yeah, they come down and then they go back up. So bear with us for a second here, guys. We got one getting ready to go by right now.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can talk again.
Now, something else I want to bring up is there's a lot of times where, because we've been there, done that, we're going to bring up things that you've never considered doing.
Yeah.
So,
case in point, you go on a horse and buggy carriage ride at Port Orleans Riverside.
Yep. You could do that.
Yep.
We can have that booked for you in advance. Maybe you're wanting to propose. Maybe you have a special event or something that you guys are celebrating, whether it's an anniversary or a job promotion or something like that. You want to do something special for your significant other.
Exactly.
That's things that we can do.
Yep.
So that's...
Or how about having a nice bottle of champagne waiting in the room?
Yeah.
Or having roses on the bed as you walk into the room. Things like that. We can make that kind of stuff happen.
Exactly. So there's all kinds of things like that. And again, like I said, there's a pretty good chance, at least domestically, that we've been there, we've done that, we've experienced it ourselves. We know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
So we can help you in those situations that you never expect to find yourself in.
Exactly.
Let me see here. We also keep up with travel conditions and news. So this is a big one. For instance, I just had somebody last week. They're looking to do a vacation to an all-inclusive, probably July-ish. And because of the travel advisories, Cancun isn't an option, even though technically Mexico itself isn't necessarily what I would call safe. Cancun, the hotel zone, that I would consider pretty safe. Obviously, no place is completely safe. It's actually safer than most of our cities, like going to New York City, Chicago, things like that. It's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is ridiculous right now.
Yeah.
But we were talking about that, and because of her husband's job, they have to be really careful about the travel advisors, things like that. That's stuff that I keep on top of. Not only because I have people asking me about it, but because of situations like that where it's like, oh crap, like this happened. The travel advisory went up. Now we can't go there because of this situation or whatever that's out of their control.
Right.
We can move things around. Right. So I keep up with all of that. I try to keep up with the news on different things. I don't always talk about it on my lives because I like keeping upbeat and happy stuff going, which is why I tend to talk about the theme park so much. But I do keep up with it.
Case in point on little things like that we do. I remember we had clients that went down to Florida and a tropical depression came through. Actually, I remember when we were down there when a tropical depression grazed the side of Florida. But when we had clients down there, we were constantly watching the weather.
We had clients down there last year that were there for the hurricane.
Yeah. So, Matt Missy.
Yeah.
They were down there for that. And we were constantly watching the path of the storm and making sure, what we were in constant communication with, telling them, hey, I know you guys have probably already seen this, but we want you to know that we're tracking it from up here. We're making sure that you guys are safe. Yeah. Is there?
Well, we were in North Carolina.
Exactly. When we were trying, well, we were watching it for two reasons. One, we were watching for our clients, and the other reason was like, please don't come hit us. And it grazed us.
Yeah.
And I'm glad the eye wall didn't hit us because, man, that was just on the outer edges of it. And it was a little brutal, but definitely something interesting to experience. So it is not something that I want to be like around all the time. So
exactly.
Like mom and dad, if we do move to Florida, hurricane comes, keep the room open because we'll be driving up.
Good possibility. So another thing, you touched on this a little bit. He mentioned trainings and things that we do. He has an associate's degree in travel and tourism management.
Yep.
I have so many certifications with different tourism boards. It's ridiculous. I can't even count how many. But
it's a good thing that we don't like frame all of those for you because we would have like an entire wall dedicated to just you.
It would be worse than when Professor Umbridge put all of those declarations of things that the students couldn't do on the walls.
Oh my God! Yeah.
It would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use Disney as an example. I have to every single year go through and take a comprehensive exam of everything. They do a course that kind of goes over like an overview every year. And then I have to complete that course. I have to complete the testing before I can become, I don't want to say certified, but I'm a partner in being able to sell Disney products.
Yeah.
So I have to have that before I can
technically even sell it.
Yeah. I could probably, like, if it's January 2nd and somebody wants to book something, I'd probably have until like the 5th. But generally speaking, like I have to have all that done. They also send out webcasts and updates on things throughout the year. And I take all of those as they become available because we don't live down there yet.
Nope.
And it gives me the opportunity to be able to learn more. I take this a step further because really, it's good basic information, but if you aren't there all the time, things get lost.
Yeah.
So I have travel agents that I follow all the time. I listen to them and their experiences so that I know what's happening from day to day. There's a few that I watch their lives when they're walking around and stuff so that I can look at things and go, oh, okay, so that's different from what it was. And so I really try to take it a step further so that I am as prepared as possible week to week for anybody that has any questions so that when they get there, they are aware of things that maybe isn't public knowledge.
Right.
Just so that they are prepared.
Yep.
And same thing too
and
with
that just
cruises.
That's just what I was just getting ready to touch on. It doesn't just stop with just the Disney parks and stuff. I mean, she knows about the Disney cruises. I mean, as well as I do too, and all the different changes and the different things that goes on.
I'm certified with Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
I'm almost certified with Virgin Voyages. They have a ton of training.
Yeah. Wow.
But I'm almost completely certified with Virgin Voyages. There's 2 other cruise lines that I'm hoping to become certified in by the end of the year, one of which is Princess Cruises. And then Norwegian Cruise Line is another one. Only reason I've kind of stayed away from them is because their booking engine is so confusing. That's a me issue.
Yeah.
At least all the trains are staying on the tracks. That's too funny, Deb. I just saw that. So there's a lot of training that happens. On top of that, I get easily 100 emails a day from suppliers.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Whether it is hotels. So I get offers for trainings every single week on specific hotels, whether it's Iberostar Resorts in Cancun or it is Rio Republica in the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
I get these offers every single week, and I try to do as many of them as I can. Obviously, I have to have time to be able to do other travel things during my work day. But there's a ton of it that's out there. And I'm also a Hawaii certified travel specialist because the Hawaii Tourism Board has their own huge thing where you have to learn about every single island, know what's happening, and be able to.
That was a fun evening. Me and you actually both did that together, and we were sitting there.
And we just did like one island that night.
And it was just, and I just looked at her and I'm like, okay.
Should try for the Viking cruises. Those have been becoming popular. Those are popular, Deb. I'm not to a point where I'm ready to do European cruises yet. And if I do, I would want to do AMA Waterways because they partner with Disney for their Adventures by Disney. So that would be my first choice, and then possibly Viking.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I will get more and more into Europe. I have a couple of specializations right now, Ireland being one. Italy, I am working on. Italy actually has way more stuff going on than what you would think based off of the map, like a teeny tiny little boot that is Italy. And it has so many regions and so many different things going on. It's just like, whoa.
All right, just take the ball that the boot is kicking.
The ball that the boot is kicking, yeah.
That literally and alone in itself is like literally like, a whole evening of just studying and learning and everything else.
Yep.
So,
and then hoping that you retain some of it, which is why I continue to do these trainings over and over again, because I want it committed to my long-term memory. So when you reach out to me, I have it.
Yep.
So, and same goes for him. I don't mean it to be the me show. Another thing, I disclose any additional fees that may or may not come up on your vacation package. What this means, for instance, Las Vegas. Europe is not really safe now either. Well, parts of Europe is safe, Deb. I would feel really comfortable going like the UK, France, Italy, things like that.
And you got to think a lot of the stuff that we are doing is a lot of like tour groups, guided tours and stuff like that. These are professional people that have been doing it for 20 plus years.
Probably longer than that. And a lot of these are family.
Yeah. Sorry. I had to see that move. Anyway, but a lot of them have been doing it for 20 plus years and stuff. So they are reputable people. They know where the safe areas are and stuff. I mean, it would be no different than you coming to Pittsburgh and us taking you on a tour of Pittsburgh. We know the areas not to go in, and we know the areas to go in. So, it's same thing. So,
yeah. But back to additional fees. So, for instance, when you go to Las Vegas, Paris is not safe. Well, I don't know about that, Deb. It depends on where you're going to.
Yeah.
Again, that comes back to the travel advisories per state.
Yeah.
But let me get back to additional fees because I don't want to keep you guys too much longer, and I'm losing my voice. I can feel it. So a lot of hotels, for instance, in Las Vegas, they're going to impose a nightly fee of anywhere from $30 to $60 per night per room. That is their hotel management fee.
Yep.
And that is not included in what the package price is. I am very upfront with you. Hey, when you get to the resort, they are going to be expecting you to pay X amount of dollars when you arrive.
Right.
And so that you have that in your overall budget, so that you're like, okay, this is how much it's actually going to cost. Airlines. I'm going to be very upfront with you and go, okay, this and this and this is taken care of, but your checked bags are going to be $40 each way, and you're going to have to pay that when you get there, or pay for it online ahead of time so that that's taken care of. Then you just have to go and get your tags. Right. If you're using a budget airline like Spirit, which we use quite a bit, your carry-on is going to cost more. Your seat assignment is going to cost more if you were concerned about where you're sitting, or if you want to make sure that you're sitting with your significant other.
Yep.
Checked bags, again, are going to cost more. You're not going to get free drinks while you're on the plane. So all those things, I am very careful to make sure that I disclose those. Online travel agencies, like booking.com and all of those, they don't disclose those because they want to undercut and show like, oh, we've got the best price. Then when you get there, you're kind of blindsided going, oh my God, like there went the $300 I was planning on using for food. Like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
So I tried very hard to make sure that you are completely aware of everything. And I also help you with, I thought it was funny. I saw somewhere when I was doing some research on these questions, the tipping conundrum. Like so many people, oh my God, do I tip this? Do I tip that? What do I do?
Right. And that's really seriously is a very honest to God, legit question. Do I tip? Where do I tip? How do I tip? You know?
So that's something else that I help you out with. And again, that's per your discretion. I can't tell you, you have to do this, but it is at your discretion. Another thing, I think it's safe to say
tip them $100, right, Dad? Yeah, you'll have every person in the restaurant waiting on you the next morning.
Yeah, so
that was great.
I think it's safe to say that we really enjoy puzzles, don't you think?
Oh yeah, totally.
So some of our own vacations, and then some that I have planned for others, have been these multi-destination trips. Most memorable to me at the moment is very good friend of ours, Erica, back when her kids were still at home.
Yep.
We did a multi-destination trip for them through Tennessee. They stayed a few days in Gatlinburg in a cabin. They went to Nashville and spent 2 nights in Nashville so that they could go to the Bluebird Cafe and see the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Right.
Then they went down to Memphis because they wanted to see Elvis Presley's home. Graceland, thank you. Before they came back up, but they didn't come back the way we sent them originally. They came back up through Louisville, Kentucky, so that they could go to the Slugger Museum, and then they came through Ohio, and they ended up stopping the night in Columbus. Damn good service.
Yeah, we did.
So that was. They did all of this in a week. I'm not recommending that you do that in a week because it was kind of rushed and then there's a lot of time in between. But I absolutely love being able to put together unique itineraries like that.
Yeah.
My dream thing that I'm hoping that I'll get to do eventually, the pandemic has kind of put a monkey wrench in it, is I have a very nice family that I've worked with before on Disney trips and Carnival cruises. They want to take their son and do a road trip in Utah and out west of different fossil sites where they can see where certain things were dug up and be able to see all kinds of different dinosaurs and
he needs to become a geologist. I mean,
so I would love to. I can't wait for that one to come back on the table because that one was a lot of fun to put together.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of my fun thing to do.
The old dino dig sites.
Yep. So, now something else we can demystify, because let's face it, they're so confusing, even to us sometimes. Passports.
Yes.
Passport requirements. visas, depending on where you're wanting to go.
Right.
Customs, how does it work? Where do I need to go for customs? Do I need to have more time in the States, or do I go through customs before I leave the country I'm in?
Yep.
Cultural barriers. That's a big thing, especially when you get down into South America, or if you decide to go to Africa. There's some cultural barriers there.
Yeah. Currency exchange too.
Yep.
If you're going to be paying with cash and stuff,
Yep. Entry forms to new countries, because you do have to fill out certain forms depending on where you're going before you ever arrive. How much is that going to cost you?
Yeah.
So a lot of that.
Where do you get the forms? How do you fill them out? Where do you send them when you're done? I mean, these are all questions that we get constantly when people are talking about traveling to certain spots around the world. So
now, when you book a vacation with us, I already answer all those questions for you so that you are completely prepared.
Yep.
So
that usually comes when we do the meet and greet, or
well, not the meet and greet, but when we do the prior to booking. I always go through and I make sure that I explain everything in their itinerary and such.
Yeah, but I mean, prior to that, we always talk to them and just say, hey, look, this is going to be one more thing that you're going to have to start thinking about. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do that.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Depending on the destination.
Yeah. Depending on where you're going. So.
So, with that being said, I every single vacation is tailored to you.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong. We have very high opinions on certain things.
We do.
But we're not going to take those opinions and go, we did it this way, you have to do it this way
exactly.
too. Because it's not us.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's your vacation. It's not ours.
Exactly.
And we're going to do the best we can to make it as best for you as possible and your family, significant others, or what have you, or just by yourself.
Yep.
I mean, it can be anything, and we're going to do our best to make it the best time for you. So we've had so many wonderful trips and so many different things that we've done, and so many
so many people on amazing trips,
and done that. And we've got, our family has continued to grow and grow and grow every single day, including all of the subscribers on YouTube, all of our followers on Facebook and Instagram.
Plum Crazy Posse.
Our whole Plum Crazy Posse family. So it's just awesome. It's so great to have everybody with us and just hanging out and listen to us every single week. And it's just, I love doing what I do. I love talking about travel. I love discussing things with people. I love to see the excitement in people's faces, especially when they find out we can help them.
Exactly.
That makes me feel so good. And then at the end of the trip, when they get back a hold of us and they say, wow, did we have a blast? You guys are the best. I always love hearing that. And I love hearing that their family went and had a great time, and you see the photos and they're smiling, and they got to do everything.
Constructive criticism too, because we need to know for future people what worked, what didn't.
Exactly.
Which
and is it always going to be perfect? No, it's not always going to be perfect. You're going to have problems at the airport. You're going to have problems with your baggage, getting it picked up. There might be a transfer issue. It could be traffic on the way to the resort. I mean, it could be a million things. But the biggest thing is we're going to try to eliminate every one of those issues and problems for you, to make that vacation as relaxable and enjoyable for you as possible.
Yep. My last thing that I want to bring up is I'm human. He's human. We are not computers. We do not know everything. I would like to think that I know quite a bit, but we do not know everything.
I'm going to tell you what, in an argument, she knows everything. I don't know nothing.
Well, that's a husband-wife issue, not a travel agent issue.
Oh, okay. All right.
But here's the deal. If you have a question or you have a travel destination in mind that I am not familiar with, we happen to be a part of a huge network of fellow travel agents that have a ton of different specialties. And whether I am the one that ends up doing your booking and handling things from day one, or if I graciously give you off to one of my good friends that does specialize in something that I will not touch, we can definitely do that for you. We have this great network, and I'm so fortunate that I am a part of this network where our fellow travel advisors, we help each other. Speaking of that, actually, I'm never going to undercut a fellow travel agent. If you are working with somebody and you reach out to me and you're like, hey, I've been talking to so-and-so, but I kind of wanted to see what you thought on this. I'd be like, okay, go back to them. Yeah. Like I'm not doing that because it's not fair to them, especially when I'd say probably 80% of us, myself included, we work off of the commission and we don't get paid until after you travel. So I'm not taking all of their hours of work that they put into your trip and undercutting it just to get a sale. Yeah, it's not right. It's not ethical. No. And shame on you for even doing that to them if they've been putting a bunch of work into it. Yeah. So, but to that point, I just want to say that we are very well connected. We've got a really great backbone on being able to send you to some of your favorite vacation destinations. Obviously, bulk of our business at this point, because we do tend to have the people with the little ones. Nick is 6. So, I mean, that's kind of, we attract a lot of people with children in that age group just because people see Nick and they're like, oh, we want our kids to enjoy that. Yep. So that's kind of where we are right now. So we do have a lot of Disney travelers, Universal, Orlando travelers. We have people going to national parks. We have a lot of domestics. That doesn't mean that we don't also do really well and have people going on cruises or have them going to all-inclusives or Europe. I'm still working on European itineraries for people that aren't set in stone yet, but we are still in negotiations and trying to get them the best option for them that they can get. So we do a lot, and we are grateful for every single one of you that have put your trust in us in order to get you to your plum crazy adventures. Yep.
Well, I think that is going to wrap everything up for the evening. I know your voice is getting a little bit crackly, so little guy, I can hear him in the other room kind of coughing right now. So we're gonna have to get some medicine,
him his meds in him,
and get him to
sleep. Gotta love that drainage because that's what I'm feeling right now. You're lucky I'm not coughing.
Yeah, but anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and sign off for the evening. We really hope you guys enjoyed tonight's basically Q&A. That's just what it's been. But the real reason is, why it's important for you to use a travel agent, why our services are so good. It's just because of experience. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's people that's not going to like you, and there's people that's not going to like me. So
exactly.
But hey, the people that do, the 231 that subscribe to our channel, we love you too. So anyway, guys, we're going to get out of here. It was a great time tonight. I had a lot of fun. It's good talking to everybody. Good seeing everybody up on Facebook and YouTube both. Like I said before, if you guys haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go over and subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. And don't forget about your YouTubers going up and subscribing to our Facebook and our Instagram page.
Yes.
And following us there on those 2 pages too, because you'll get to see a lot more content and a lot of things that we're doing, especially when we're on vacation too. So
most definitely.
But anyway, with all that being said, guys, we're going to get out of here. So are you guys ready for your next plum crazy adventure?
Because we're ready to get you there.
That's right. We'll see you guys next week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.